Hey guys, it's me, Beth Malone, and today I'm going to be talking with you guys a little bit about how I made the decision to come to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville for college. I know that college decision dates are coming up for you guys soon, and I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of insight as to how I was able to make the decision for me and where I was going to go to college for the next 4 years and kind of be like a life-changing decision. I think that there's a lot of weight placed on this kind of stuff, like all the college decision-making process, so please just take it all with a grain of salt. Do what is best for you. I think that everybody feels at home. I'm sure I'll make a comment about it at the end of this video as well, but make sure you are in a good headspace when you're making this decision. Don't make it super rushed. Do what is going to be best, smartest for you, because we're all different and you just need to figure out where you're going to be most at home. So we'll get right into the video. Okay, so first of all, I am a huge planner. You've probably heard me say that in other videos on here, but I started this whole process very early on, like oddly early on. I have a brother who's 6 years older than me, so when he started the process, I started thinking about it too. So I kind of started thinking and looking at colleges when I was in 6th grade. Yes, I know, like I said, crazy early. And making lists. I'm a huge list person, so I just had lists of all these colleges, and all the details about them, like their proximity to home and what they were best known for. And initially I was interested in engineering, which is what I'm in now if you don't know, but I thought I wanted to do nuclear. So I was looking at dozens of lists online about the top nuclear engineering schools, and I was trying not to go too far away. I didn't really think I wanted to go to school in Oregon, because I'm from Tennessee, if you don't know that either, but I also didn't care very much to stay super close to home. I'm a pretty outgoing person and I've never been one to get homesick or anything, so it was nice that that wasn't a concern for me when I started the process. So I started with all these lists of different colleges, and University of Tennessee at Knoxville just so happened to be one of the top schools for nuclear engineering. So that really got them on my radar, and they were in my top 25 schools, and that was really all I had at that point. And as I got closer to actually making the decision, I decided to, first of all, visiting the schools is so important, and it can really help you make that decision just by the feeling you get when you're on campus. Interacting with other people really helps. So I liked that the University of Tennessee was not too close to home for me. Tennessee is a really long state if you don't know, or if you're not from here. And I am from very northeast Tennessee, so it's kind of like this, and I'm way up here. And the University of Knoxville is more towards the middle. It's still in East Tennessee, but it's more closer to Nashville than where I'm from, closer to the middle of Tennessee. And so it was nice for me to think that I would still be away from home, but I was a little concerned at first, this might be too close to home. I really wanted to branch out and go somewhere new, but the proximity to home and it being in-state helped so much with scholarship money as well. I'm sure during the college search process you guys have learned about in-state versus out-of-state tuition, and in-state tuition tends to be extremely less than out-of-state tuition, except for private schools. That's usually one different thing if you're going or thinking about going to a private school. So University of Tennessee at Knoxville is a public university, and that meant that the in-state tuition was way less than out-of-state, and it was, because it was in-state, a lot cheaper than any of the other options I was considering. I also visited NC State University and Clemson University. I had been on Duke's campus, and we visited Georgia Tech, And then I was also considering 2 schools in Texas, Texas A&M and University of Texas at Austin, because they were both known to have very good engineering programs as well. So I didn't end up visiting those just because they were so far away, and for some reason, God's decision, in my opinion, I didn't even end up applying there. Not really on purpose, just ran out of time, which is not like me. Everything else I applied for the universities on like the first day available. So I really loved Georgia Tech's campus. I was kind of concerned about how much work I was going to be doing, and I didn't like how NC State had a split campus. Just my opinion, I had stayed on Duke's campus years ago and didn't like having to get on a bus most mornings to then ride over to the other campus for all of my classes and then ride back at the end of the day. Some people could like it, and I guess at some universities you end up doing that anyways when you're an upperclassman riding a bus from your apartment to the campus, but that's another story. So that just wasn't where I felt most comfortable, where I felt at home, like on that split campus, even though NC State still was kind of in the back of my mind. And Clemson, I really enjoyed as well. It seemed kind of small to me, which I know like it is a decent sized university, but just because of the town, it seemed more like a college town, whereas Knoxville is known to be a city beyond just having the university in Knoxville, which is where University of Tennessee is. And when I was on campus, I think I really felt comfortable. It was still new and exciting and huge, and I had no idea where I was going, but I definitely felt confident. I felt good. I was eager, and I think that really made me a lot more comfortable making that decision as well. But what it really came down to for me was a money option. I'm extremely financially conscious, not to a bad point, I don't think, but I definitely keep that in mind. And so knowing that college is such a big expense, I did not want to have to spend $30,000 to go to Clemson or to Georgia Tech when I could spend less than half of that each year going to Tennessee. And when the scholarship money came in from all the universities I had applied to, getting out-of-state scholarships can be very difficult. Like, good luck to all of you guys. Like, I'm confident in you. I'm sure you can do it. But for me, it was definitely a challenge, especially for the private institutions. So that can be something to keep in mind when you're looking at out-of-state schools, is how do their scholarships go for out-of-state students. And with Clemson and in Georgia, they gave preference to in-state students over out-of-state students, just because they had to meet a certain quota. So when, like I said, when all the money came in, it came down to University of Tennessee costing very little in comparison to the other universities. And with all the other pros that I felt so comfortable being on campus, and it was like far enough away from home but still close that I could come back on a weekend. This weekend I had a weekend trip back home and I got to see my puppy. So it's really nice being like just far enough but still able to do trips like that. And all of those things I just mentioned helped me make my decision to go to the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. And I can't imagine myself anywhere else. I'm a third year, I'm a junior right now, and I have been saying probably since freshman year, I just feel so at home here. I don't know what my life would be if I had gone somewhere else, and I know that this is where I'm meant to be. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful I made the decision I did, and I'm sure you guys will feel the same way. After you make your decision, you just don't even think about like, oh no, what if I had gone there instead, or like maybe I would be happier. So just be excited, enjoy your summer before college, and don't stress too much about the decision. I know that it can be life-changing, but don't let that freak you guys out, because this is such an exciting time for you and you have so much ahead of you, and I'm excited for you guys. So with that all said, I hope you enjoyed my video. Like down below, subscribe if you want, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.